Welcome in to Movin The Chains, brought to you by Founders Federal Credit Union. I'm Kevin Thomas alongside Drell Hendricks. We've got a great interview today, a very special guest, the new head coach of the Marlboro County Bulldogs, Cory Johnson. Coach, how you doing today?
I'm blessed and highly favored, man. Hope you're doing well, buddy.
Doing well. Appreciate your time. We know you're busy, so it really means a lot you're willing to sit down with us today. If this is you guys first time tuning in, check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, etc. at Movin Chains, website movinchains.com, our podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, and more. Coach Johnson was hired in March. He was the head coach at Clinton High School in North Carolina for the past 6 seasons, going 61-12 and playing for the 2A state championship last fall. Prior to that, he coached at Scotland High School in North Carolina and at Catawba College. Coach, let's start there. What's that transition been like, coming down across the state line, getting here to Palmetto State and kind of taking over that Bulldog program?
Man, it's been fantastic. We transitioned down here in March, and most of the staff is down here. I love it here. The kids are hungry for more, and I am as well.
Coach, you spent most of your time, all of your time coaching in North Carolina, so want to let our listeners get to know you a little bit. If you don't mind giving us, some background information on you and, what you bring to that Marlboro County program.
So I played football in Fayetteville, North Carolina, growing up, and was blessed enough to get a scholarship to play at Catawba College. I played linebacker and ended up going to Catawba, did pretty well there, and GA there for about 9 months. And then once I got done GA in there, Coach Rich Bailey called me. Defensive coordinating job at Scotland was open. At the young age of 23, he granted me with that job, and I'm fully thankful for that. And I was a defensive coordinator down there for 5 years. We were pretty good when I was down there, and then we transitioned to Clinton, and we did pretty well when I was there as well. So, that's kind of just background on my career and where I've been at. And yes, sir.
Coach, we mentioned you've had great success in North Carolina. What made you look kind of at some South Carolina jobs, specifically this Marlboro County one?
So the first thing was South Carolina, the pay is better in South Carolina. I mean, it's just, I don't know how else to say it. They take football serious down here. I was at Scotland, and Coach Boyd, the legend Coach Boyd, was down here at Marlboro County. And my images and how I remember Marlboro County was they always had athletes, and they were well coached and disciplined. And I knew it was a town that took football serious. And I think that's, important. I've been blessed to be a part of 3 different places where they're just, their own entity. Scotland, Clinton, and Marlboro County are one county stop shows. And although it was in North Carolina, those were good gigs as well. And I seen an opportunity to build something. And I think that this place they take football serious, and it's a special place. I thank God for the opportunity, and I'm hoping we can do like we've done everywhere else and right the ship.
Coach, you weren't the only one to come across the line. Your staff, you were able to bring some very highly regarded coaches along with you. If you don't mind, detailing your staff, how's it shaping up? Do you have any vacancies left? And, what we should expect, from your assistants?
So I'll start with Coach Jason Cook, who's already been here. He's fantastic. He's a special assistant to the head football coach. He'd be the head of our C team, our freshman team. He knows everybody in Marlboro County, does a great job. He's helped me build some relationships already here. Can't speak highly enough of how he's been here. And he knows the history and the tradition. You know what I mean? I think it's important to not exit out some of the traditions they've had, especially because they've been successful in the past. So Coach Cook was retained off the staff. And then as far as the guys we're bringing on the defensive side of the ball, Coach Dennis McFadden will be the defensive coordinator, was the head coach at Lumberton High School. He was my college roommate. And awesome. I really, really trust McFadden. At every spot I've been at, McFadden has been with me. So when I was at Clinton, he was my defensive coordinator for a period of time at Clinton. before taking the head job at Lumberton. And when we were at Scotland, I coached the linebackers as defensive coordinator, and Coach McFadden was the passing game coordinator and coached the defensive backs. He's got a wealth of experience to play college football as well. And he will be coaching the safeties. The corners coach would be Amir McNeil. Just graduated from A&T. And we kind of try to pair guys with experience with younger guys to kind of groom them. Amir's a really, really, really well-spoken human, played corner at a high level, already was given lessons on playing corner technique, and actually had a tryout to play in NFL. He was really, really good football player. And I actually coached him at Scotland as well. And then we'll move down to the linebackers. Coach Hassan Tyson is going to be coaching linebackers. And he was Coach Tyson was at Chambers. Used to be called Vance, was at Chambers. He was the associate head coach there. And he does a fantastic job, and also have roots with him back to Scotland County High School. He also transitioned with me to Clinton, so I trust him a lot. And the defensive line coach, that Coach Carfacaba, he just came from North Carolina Central, just got done playing. And again, you got the young guy with the older guy with the veteran experience on that side of the ball. And then transition offense, strength conditioning coordinator, who I think is going to be highly regarded as one of the best strength conditioning coordinators in both the Carolinas before it's all said and done. Deion Norwood also coaches running backs. He has 13 years of experience in the weight room, and we are transitioning him from the defensive side of the ball to the offensive side of the ball. Transition to the running backs. He's really good at and advanced in weightlifting techniques. How we train athletes is not the same as everybody else. We believe in translating the movements, so the old deadlifts and stuff like that. We don't do that. He brings a lot of insight, strength conditioning wise. I'll be coaching the quarterbacks. Offensive line coach, Coach Ryan Hunt, has been offered several head jobs. Has stuck with me the last 3 years. He has coached both sides of the ball before, so he's kind of like a Swiss Army knife. And he's a trench coach. He's developed some of the best linemen in North Carolina the last 8 to 9 years. He's an outstanding offensive line coach. And then Lonnie Cox was the athletic director / assistant principal at Pine Forest High School, is coming to coach the wide receivers. And he used to be a head coach before he got into administration, and now he's got the itch again to coach ball. So I got him at the right time. Was a successful head coach, and out of the guys I just named, 5 of them have been coordinators before. And so the fact that they all want to be on one accord is going to be to the advantage for us. We do have a couple more spots that we're going to hire some people with over the summer. But for the most part, the guys that I brought here with me, those are those guys. And then the last guy is our social media guy / tight ends fullback coach, and that's Coach Highsmith, and he was with me at Clinton. So Marlboro County allowed me, and I gracefully say this, they allowed me to hire a lot of my people, and I really do appreciate that from the standpoint of having the continuity between the staff and trust that you need when you're building something.
Coach, a lot of our viewers probably haven't seen you guys play because you're have been in North Carolina. What type of schemes do you like to run, and then do you like to call plays for the offensive side of the ball as well?
Yeah, so I'll call plays on the offensive side of the ball. We'll start defensively, schematic-wise. We're going to play with 3-4 personnel, be able to shade, and we're going to match what the offense is doing. We're not going to just say that we're 4-4 cover 3 team or we're going to play cover 3 every down, or we're going to play cover 2 every down. We're going to match what the offense is doing. So if they're a passing team, we'll match what they're doing as vice versa. If they're a run team, we'll match what they're doing. And it's a system that we've been using for the past 11 years, and we've just kind of enhanced it every year as we've gotten better. And then on the offensive side of football, we're an option-based football team. And we run option, gap scheme, and zone. We do both of them. Multiple formations, and we stretch the field horizontally and vertically with play action. We want to establish the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. We take special teams extremely serious, and we want to make game-changer plays on special teams. I think the biggest thing that schematic-wise you guys can know is that I'm not going to fit a circle peg in a square hole. If we've got a bunch of linemen and tight ends, then we'll run the ball. If we've got a bunch of wide outs, then we'll throw it. And, it's vice versa defensively. We'll, find the guys to fit the scheme. And if not, we'll move to the next scheme. And but the big thing is we're going to be option-based, and we're going to run to the football, fly around, and have fun.
Coach, you and your staff, we've seen on social media, you guys hit the ground running as soon as you got there in March. If you don't mind, it seems like you've been able to develop a relationship with your players, very, very quickly. If you don't mind, telling us some of those players who we should be looking out for, that are coming back, or maybe some sleepers that haven't had the opportunity to play yet.
So by saying that without evaluating them in pads, because all I have is the film from last year.
Sure.
And I only have hands, eyes, feet, and hips, as we haven't got to hitting down here yet. And everybody knows when you get pads on, things kind of change. But
sure.
Speaking on the guys that have already been here, Justin Purvis is an amazing athlete. He's going to play our wide back position. And it kind of plays like Debo Samuel. We invented a position in the offense. What makes our offense go is a flex Y, a tight end that can tighten down and play spread, and then a guy that can play in the backfield and play receiver. And I thank God that both of those people were here. Justin Purvis is amazing with the ball in his hand. He's a two-way player. And just get him the ball, man, in space. And it's hard to tackle him in the phone booth. So it's our priority to get him the ball on offense. He was already down here. And Damon Short, flex Y, tight end / defensive end, really good player. Long, 6'2", 210-pound tight end that can flex out, athletic enough, big catch radius. I feel like he is going to have an outstanding year. And I feel like we'll enhance both of those guys' skill set through our offensive schematics. As far as, the guys, there's a couple guys that transferred down here. Josiah Robinson transferred from Clinton High School, played running back, averaged 11 yards a carry. Jakarion Keenan, two-way all-state player down in Clinton, did a really good job down there and transferred down here. And also Nadarian Blackwell did really good down there in Clinton as well. All three of them transferred down here. So we got some good players. I can't speak. I mean, the kids have done really good job. We built relationships with them, having skull sessions and making sure the relationship is at the forefront, because if you don't have a relationship, you don't have anything. And the most essential building block in educating anybody is the relationship that you have with them. So we're building relationships with the kids and getting after them at the same time, just trying to identify everybody's strengths and weaknesses, through the game of football. And, I've only been down here 8 weeks, so I can't speak on everybody because I'm still learning them.
Coach, you and AD Matt Quinn started at the same time, were hired at the same time, which is something you typically don't see a lot in high school programs. How helpful has that been to have your AD kind of come in at the same time? You guys kind of build the program from where you want it to be built from. Has that been a help in the process of you guys getting going here?
Well, the first thing is when you get hired at the same time as somebody, they take a little bit more pride in it, because when, you're connected, like me and him are connected, if the football program does good, then that means the athletic department is going to start going in the right direction. And I think that it was pretty special that he got hired at the same time as me. I also like the fact that he coached football before, because that's a big thing, knowing what it takes. Some people can get overwhelmed if they look at the budget, no matter where it's at, and see how much money gets invested into football because it's so expensive of a sport. and he doesn't because he's coached football before.
Yeah.
Us coming in at the same time is pretty cool because he's going to take pride in the same thing that I'm going to take pride in, and we're both getting judged off of not the same criteria, but we would be getting judged off the same time period. So that kind of helps me, knowing that the AD, the athletic director, and my principal got hired in January, who I have a prior relationship with, a really good relationship with David Johnson, our principal. He's the best. He was assistant principal, athletic director when I was at Scotland High School, and me having a relationship with him, and also getting hired at the same time that Matt's getting hired, made this just the easy decision, to be honest with you.
And so far, how has that alignment gone as far as the administration, the relationships you have there with your coaching staff, having those existing relationships? How is that meshing, with the community, and how have you guys been able to, put your stamp on this program?
No doubt. So he who serves the community wins the community, and all we're trying to do is be servant leaders daily. And I think the community's seen that. We're trying to serve the kids at Marlboro County schools, and all and that means from a young age up. Everybody that plays football, and even if you don't play football, we're trying to help you in any way that we can, and trying to be servant leaders. So the community has embraced us, and the relationship, like I said, with me and David was already there, and I'm building one with Matt. I can't speak highly enough of how good of a situation I am. I'm just thankful to God.
Speaking, on the community there, Coach, growing up, I'm from the PD area. Marlboro County was a big deal. I mean, they were a huge 4A program under Coach Boyd, multiple state championship studs like, Tymer Zimmerman, Savella Newton, Rendrick Taylor, Elliot Alford. All those guys were just, big-time ball players, but they've had a few down years lately, you could say. Can you feel a sense from the community, it's really a hunger to get back to that level and really wanting to see a consistent winner back on the field there?
Yeah, so when I was in Clinton, I was in a really good situation, to be honest with you. And for me to take another job, it was, I had some requirements. And one of them was I need to be able to hire my own people. And the other one was that I wanted to find a team that was on E, a community that was on E, starving for success. And the consequences of success after a while, when you've been somewhere for so long, is people expect things. And, the beauty of being here is we're at square one, man. We're building a foundation. The community is extremely hungry. I can't go anywhere in the community without getting stopped and asked questions about it. And that's what I signed up for, man. I love, the One County show. I love, being in a county that's prideful about what's going on. And that was another one of my requirements. And they are. I mean, they want to be great, and the kids want to be great, man. And I think that's when Boyd was here. I think that's what was happening. He had community support. Yeah, obviously he's an extremely good coach. Obviously, I've competed against him. I know he's a good coach. But he had community support, and he had relationships with the players. And then in turn, he had a plan. And that's really what you need. You need the community support, and you need to build good, firm relationships so you can coach the kids hard. Because today's day and age of kid, man, you got to build a relationship first. And so I think Coach Boyd did that. And then I'm just trying to add on to the tradition and the legacy of Marlboro County football. I'm doing it my way. And I take my hat off to the people from the past, and we're just trying to do it our way.
Coach, as we're recording this is the second week of May, and it's about time. It's officially getting to, I know we're wrapping up spring sports, but it's almost football season, getting into spring practice, going to get into the summer. Do you have any 7-on-7s, 11-on-11s planned? And what are you expecting to see out of your team this summer before you guys head into fall camp in August?
So we'll start off summer. Well, we got spring balls. We got practice this afternoon, so that's what I'm focused on.
Yeah.
And we finish spring ball up. We'll have boot camp. That's with no ball, 5:30 in the morning for a week. I believe discipline is super important and uber important. I believe having core values in a program and inserting those core values, I believe that you've got to have a little bit of a different approach to that. So we have boot camp for the first week. We won't be practicing with no football. And then after that, we have 7-on-7 scheduled on the 13th and the 20th. We are going to a big 7-on-7. I don't particularly remember the name of it, but on the 27th, we're going to a big 7-on-7 tournament. I think it's in Columbia. Coach Quinn set us up with that. Shouts out to him. And then as we get to July, it's more hands, eyes, feet, hips, and getting our body armor, what we call body armor, ready for the season, making sure that the players are taking care of their shoulders, knees, and ankles, and getting stretch sessions in and building the elasticity between those ligaments to make sure that we can last the season. And then we kick off the season. I mean, the biggest thing that I'm expecting from this summer is to continue to insert the culture that we have, our core values, which are effort, attitude, and toughness, and continue to go on the mission, which our mission statement is to do things better than they've ever been done before. And that is a me versus me statement. It's not regarded anybody else. It's talking about me versus me daily to make a collective group of a team. So we've got our hands full, man. We started behind everybody else, and we're trying to play catch up and outwork yesterday, buddy.
Coach, as I'm sure you've seen, it's been really hard to get some guys recruited the last couple of years because of COVID and the transfer portal and stuff like that. You guys have done a great job. I've seen you've been kind of promoting the Freak Show Combine in May and whatnot. Talk about that a little bit and, what you guys have planned to kind of get your guys in front of some more recruiters out there.
Yeah, so in my opinion, it hasn't been that tough to get kids recruited. The biggest thing that I can say about recruiting is the first thing is you got to build relationships with coaches. And then a lot of coaches, they build relationships with the head coach, or they build relationships with the position coaches. What we do, we take an opposite approach. We build relationships with the GAs, because what are they going to be? They're going to be the next guys coming up. They're going to be the next coaches. And so although I build relationships with the head coaches, my assistant coaches build relationships with the GAs and the low men on the totem pole, because they're going to tell you exactly how they feel and give you information. And that's how you get to the big dogs. Understanding the process, the recruiting process, I think is something that high school coaches don't spend enough time on. And I actually own my own business, Nominal Classic LLC, and we actually host camps. We hosted one this past Saturday. It was at Montgomery Central, and it's basically what we do is we get abundance of colleges to come to attend, and we get the best high school coaches in that area. We facilitate a combine, and then we're not breaking any NCAA violations, because it is illegal for those guys to do it outside of their campus. So, we're trying to get kids looks and stuff like that. That is, football coaches' Christmas is signing day, man. I enjoy that part of it. That is my mission. I was an under-recruited kid in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and that's why I started off. That's why I started the business the way I did. And we have one on the 23rd, Thursday night, the Freak Show. We just want to get 150 kids out here, 10, 15 colleges, somebody give them a look, man. The biggest thing that I can say is I take extreme amount of pride in getting kids recruited. And we actually have somebody designated on our staff that gets kids college recruited. That's the only thing that, he does besides his teaching job. And coaching isn't, he does that. We have an academic advisor. We try to run it exactly like a college. We have an academic advisor. We have a recruiting coordinator. We try to run it like a little miniature college. So I don't think it's that hard when you put a priority on it. That's just my opinion. And you got to build relationships, and you can't lie to the coaches, because once you lie to them, they're never going to take your word again. If I tell a coach a kid's 6'2", he knows he's 6'2", and we're very transparent with these guys.
Coach, I don't want to expose too many of your secrets, but you've repeatedly, brought up, hand and eye coordination, the unorthodox approach of your strength conditioning program. Where does that come from? Hips and feet and ankles. I've never heard that from a high school head coach before. Where does that approach come from?
Yeah. Our strength coach, Deion Norwood, like I said earlier, is one of the best in the Carolinas. And we do our research, and he has a different type of training style. So I hired him. He's got a extensive background and that type of stuff. And we want to stay on top of how people are training athletes. And not enough high school coaches go to colleges and, do professional development, and we do. I require 3 PDs out of all my assistant coaches, and that's what the college guys are doing, man. I mean, that's what they're doing. They're going through seasons of, hey, we're in hypertrophy season. Hey, we're in a speed season. Hey, we're in shape season now. We're in body armor season, and so we try to kind of take the same approach, but. Deion Norwood is the best, man. He really is. My strength coach is the real deal.
Got a couple easier ones here for you, Coach. We'll let you go. On Friday nights, maybe it's on the bus ride to an away game, in your office at a home game. What's on that pregame playlist as you get ready to hit the field?
In my pregame playlist, I Can Feel It Coming in There Tonight. That's definitely one of them. I'm a DMX fan, and I'm not saying that because I'm in Marlboro County, but I like to listen to DMX. I do listen to some slower type of music, but for the most part, I'm gonna be listening to DMX for a game.
Kevin said they were going to be a little bit easier, but I'm going to put the pressure on you and your AD Matt Quinn here. What do we need to do in Marlboro County to get Tymir Zimmerman's jersey retired? One of the greatest athletes to walk the halls there.
That is a Matt Quinn question. Matt Quinn and anybody else that is in charge of stuff like that. If he retires the jersey, we'll never wear it again, buddy.
I love it. We're deferring that one to Coach Quinn there. I love
it. Coach Drill and I, we're big food guys, whether it's before game, after game, whatever. I know you're new to Marlboro County, but what are some of your favorite spots that we need to check out next time we come down to see the Bulldogs?
Okay, so when you come to see the Bulldogs, Savor the Flavor is most definitely a really, really good spot. I have, and I don't think they're open at nighttime, but MacArthur Farms is a really good spot. And, they got the occasional just fast food restaurants. Those are probably my 2 favorites.
Last one for you, Coach, before we let you go here. What are some of your goals for the 2024 version of the Marlboro County Bulldogs?
So I absolutely am very prideful on putting a goal out there and saying that we want to win the opener, and we want to compete for the region, win the region, and we want to compete for championships. That's what I come here for. We want to build champions in life first. I mean, that is the first thing we want to do. We want to help kids in all ways and educate and facilitate. But I'd be lying to you if I told you that I did not want to win the opener, win the region, and compete for championships. And one of the things that, one of my main goals for Marlboro County product is for our kids to play with effort, attitude, and toughness. And I want people of Marlboro County to say that they're proud of our product and what we're doing. I really do. I want the community to be happy with what we're doing. I want to enhance what already is a great tradition here.
This has been great. I want everyone to go check out Coach Johnson and the Bulldogs program on Twitter/X. They do a great job posting updates and highlights of their kids and their program. Definitely go check them out on there. Like I mentioned, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc. at Movin Chains. MovinChains.com is our website, our podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, and more. Movin The Chains brought to you by Founders Federal Credit Union. Drill, anything else for Coach? We'll let him go today.
Coach Johnson, thank you so much for your time. We want to congratulate you for this opportunity. Look forward to seeing what you build there. That's programs on E. We need programs like Marlboro County to be dominant in the state of South Carolina. And I've been dying to go to the Highway 9 rivalry. So I'm super excited to see what you guys get done there.
Come on, buddy. Come on down. God bless y'all, man. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Coach. Look forward to stopping by, practice your game, get to meet you in person, and best of luck, all right?
God bless.
Take your financial game to the next level with Founders Federal Credit Union. Reach your full potential. Relax. Join Founders today. Visit an office near you or relaxjoinfounders.com to apply. Federally insured by NCUA, member qualification required.